Storytime reaction horror with StooDogg. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, StooDogg. You know, Professor Curious asked me if I'd like to join him in analysing some old animation. My response was that I'd probably rather be counting socks. He said after that though, would you rather be sitting at your desk counting socks, or would you like to join me on a voyage of looking at old rubbish animation? My choice was clear. There was only one thing I could do after that, ladies and gentlemen. One, two, three. Welp, I guess I'll have to grab a beer to go through this, and we'll see how it goes. This one's Snow White and the Seven Little Cunt. Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys. It's an absolutely banging intro tune on this. But let's get on with the madness, shall we?
Not quite so long ago, and not so far away.
Back to menu.
Last Tuesday and down the street from the house. Well, I mean, it's not exactly Douglas Adams, is it? You know, space is big. You just won't believe how mind-bogglingly big it is. I mean, you might think it's a long way down the road to the chemist, but that's just peanuts compared to space.
Near the seventh town across the seventh river, there was a beautiful forest,
Little birds and a back to menu button.
where high above the baby birds chirped happily, safe in their nests, while on the forest floor below, the animals ran happy and free. It was wonderful.
Ah, look out for that animal thing. I don't even know what it is. It came out of nowhere, Officer Honest.
All because the forest was kept perfectly in order by 7 clever and thoughtful young boys.
Damn kids, full of drugs and guns.
Every day the 7 boys would clean the forest and make it fresh. And here they are. First there was Cubby, who was like a small bear.
I am familiar with what small bears look like, and I don't think he looks like a small bear.
And then there was Big Baz.
Big bastard?
And then there was Big Basil, who was huge. Well, for a boy he was huge.
I suppose you're right, he is huge. I need more beer for this.
He is well fat though, isn't he?
And then Sonny, who took care of the plants and the animals. And Jacob, who was in charge of keeping order in the forest. Then Michael, who cared for the flowers, and then the professor, who was the most intelligent, and then the 7th boy, Joseph Jr. So the 7 boys spent every day cheerfully working, protecting the forest greenery. They were such good boys because they really cared about the environment.
They also walked about like a bunch of chodes.
But then one evening they came back to their cabin and were surprised to find the door open.
I bet it was a professor leaving the door open. He was probably high or something. Damn professor, taking all those drugs all the time.
Yes, wide open. How could that be? Who could it be? Oh, there's a funny face on the chimney. Look, and the spook.
Damn professor, taking all of those drugs. And the chimney, smoking all of that weed.
What is going on?
Good question, narrator. What is going on? Is there something more in this beer than just beer?
I dropped acid.
I dropped acid.
I dropped acid.
Jane Jetsons did a me, dyed her hair blonde and robbed your house.
Jane is right.
This is my song, I'll sing it now.
This is my song, I am sing it now. Off to a good start.
The one of the mirror and the evil queen. Sparkling mirror, the truth you can see. Oh, say it please, who is more beautiful?
Me. I'm the most beautiful of them all. Isn't that right, dog?
Yes, Stu, that's right. You are the most beautiful of them all.
Thank you, dog.
You're welcome.
You may go.
Where?
Off of the screen.
Okay, bye.
She is so jealous, jealous of me. So very jealous, jealous of me.
All joking aside, though, the lady who's voicing over this, who's singing, does actually have a bit of a singing talent. I don't think this person might have British as their first accent, because this is my song, I am sing it now, so maybe it's someone whose English is a second language, but she can still sing. It's maybe why the Queen's jealous. Queen can't sing. Maybe sings like Les Dawson. Daisy, Daisy, da 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 da. I mean, she probably sings better than the dog does.
You talking about me?
Yeah, we're saying Snow White probably sings better than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know, sing something then.
I got the dancing feet. I want to dance with you. Why don't you take your feet and put your feet on the floor? On the floor. On the floor.
Okay, we get the point. We get the point. You can sing. We got it.
Show the miracle of beauty in the lake of your glass. Her heart so hard, it won't let me pass. She has chased me, hunted me, alone and crying in forests so dark. I know that you really care. Let me stay, our lives we can share.
Great dancing, boys. Great dancing.
She's so jealous of me, so very jealous of me. It lives in her evil heart, unlike mine. She has chased me, hunted me, alone and crying in forests so dark.
Sonny on the saxophone.
I know that you really care. Let me stay, our lives we can share.
And then the boys realised it was a dream and they woke up. Just kidding. Lol.
So Snow White came to stay with the 7 boys. Of course she did.
Women, first you listen to their song, and then they just kind of make their way into your house and decide that they want to live there.
And the boys promised they would look after her and keep her safe from the evil queen.
Lol, whipped.
Such noble, brave and clever boys.
If they were clever, I'd be having the professor write up some kind of, like a document, like some kind of, if anything goes wrong and it's your fault, then you have to deal with it. You know, the sort of thing that you'd see on Judge Rinder when he talks about, having agreements with people that are written down and signed.
Now, what you've done here is you've drawn something up and you actually called it a contract.
We did, yeah.
That's very good. And the reason that's good is because it immediately creates a legally binding agreement between the two of you.
The next morning, all 7 went to the forest and worked as hard as usual because they were happy that they had lovely Snow White to look after.
They worked as hard as usual, so it didn't have any impact on them whatsoever then.
As well as the forest to care for. They worked and worked and worked and worked. Their work hardly seemed like work at all. It was more fun than work.
I mean, Sonny's running about and like working like fuck there, while Big Basil's just kind of slowly chomping along like he ever did in the first place.
They were such good boys, weren't they?
Yeah, such good boys, apart from you, Cubby. What the fuck are you doing in that bag, causing Big Basil so much fucking... I don't even know the word. Strife? Hassle? Cubby, get out of the fucking bag!
Jerry, get out of the toilet! What are you doing?
But then something terrible happened.
The Borg!
The Wicked Queen disguised herself as an ugly old hag and gave Snow White a poisoned apple.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm just walking about in the woods and I was wondering, you want this random fucking apple? Snow White. Oh, how's about yes? Dead.
The poor girl took one bite and fell down unconscious.
I'm deceased.
Fast asleep,
Why is there blood coming out of the apple?
possibly forever.
Forever, 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 ever, forever, ever.
And when the 7 boys came home that night and found her unconscious, they were overcome with grief, so sad. They didn't know what to do and sat around crying. It was just awful. No more Snow White to meet them and smile her lovely smile at them or sing her lovely songs.
Why don't you tune up your bass? Why don't you shut your face?
Or force them to work just as hard as they usually do?
Never, ever, ever again. The 7 boys cried all night long, their young hearts almost bursting with sorrow.
Oh well. Into the compost heap she goes. Sorry, that was a bit dark.
Was there no way to break the spell the Wicked Queen had cast on Snow White?
I have a cunning plan.
Computer, activate emergency medical holographic program.
Please state the nature of the medical emergency. From what I can tell, he's just asleep.
Can you wake him?
I don't see why not. Wake up, Lieutenant!
Was there no hope?
Oh, come on, this is a happily ever after story. Isn't it? Like, Snow White's dead, rip. Oh well. The end.
But suddenly, something happened. Something quite incredible. Look, there in the distance, a cloud of dust. Could it be that a miracle was about to take place? That a Prince Charming on a noble horse would come to save Snow White? But was this really Prince Charming? Yes, it was. Hooray!
Hooray! How random of you to just come out of nowhere and find this random hut in the middle of the forest.
When he saw Snow White, he gave her a soft, loving kiss.
Hi, I go about kissing random comatose women in the woods. You better hope I don't have any cold sores. Ha
And, well, the result was unbelievably beautiful and simply magical in every way.
Ooh, missus.
And you know what happened next. Yes, the 7 clever boys and Snow White and Prince Charming.
Ooh, missus. Perhaps I just have a dirty mind. Perhaps I should lift thyself out of thy gutter.
All lived happily ever after, and even after that.
Until the next time something bad happened. But happily ever after and even after that. So, till the end of time and then further on past the end of time. That's wow, that's breaking the rules of the universe itself. Nice. Sure, Einstein and Newton might have something to say about that one.
And all of them worked together to keep the forest cleaner and greener than ever before. Wasn't that nice? And that is the end of the story about Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys.
And evil Queen Bitch was never spoken of again, ladies and gentlemen. A random hag going about in the forest giving out poison apples to people. You'd think that would be something that you'd want to warn people about, but clearly it's not important to the plot, nor the story, or the end thereof. However, what if, going into the lore of it, what if the evil queen was just a distraction, and in fact, the real evil one of the whole story is secretly plotting in the shadows, getting ready to form a massive takeover? This has been Story Time with StooDogg. Good night.